Hello and welcome to the International Broadcasting Centre here in Paris, the home of many of the broadcasters for UEFA Euro 2016. And as you can see, only the most glamorous settings, the finest decor for the tournament. But right in the corner of the building is this secret studio bunker, our home of our fantasy football show.
Big me, technique. Good extra sound.
Escolham. Elígeme.
Big me.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Rob Daly, alongside me Chris Parrott and Law James. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be going through the essential players everyone needs for their fantasy team. Law, starting with you, who do you have to have?
I've got Gary Cahill. He's one of two goal-scoring defenders for England. They're not blessed in that area, and there was a bit of a query over Chris Smalling's knee. The FA say that's absolutely fine. He's not going to be an issue. But I think Gary's a born leader. He's a must-pick.
Okay, Chris, what about you?
Olivier Giroud, other end of the pitch. France, big favourites to go through from their group. He's in great form. Scored 3 goals in France's last 2 friendlies, and I think you've got the likes of Martial and Griezmann, who are more expensive than him, and Pogba in midfield. They'll supply the balls, and I think Giroud will score the goals for France.
Okay, good choices. Let's hear from a former Euro winner on his 3 must-have players.
Bonjour, Robert Pires. Alors je vous présente, ou je vous dis plutôt, mes 3 joueurs à suivre pendant l'Euro. Le premier, je vais dire, allez, Cristiano Ronaldo, tout simplement par rapport à tout ce qu'il représente. On sait que c'est un formidable striker, il l'a prouvé avec le Real Madrid. On espère qu'il sera vraiment le leader de cette équipe portugaise. Ensuite, je vais dire Iniesta, tout simplement parce que c'est un joueur formidable. Quand on voit un petit peu ce qu'il fait avec Barcelone et ce qu'il reproduit avec l'Espagne, je trouve que c'est assez exceptionnel dans sa façon de jouer. Personnellement, je trouve que c'est le cerveau du Barça. Je pense que ça sera le cerveau de l'équipe espagnole. Et surtout parce que c'est un formidable passeur. Il est capable de faire beaucoup d'assists durant une compétition. Ensuite, le troisième, j'hésite entre 2 Français, Antoine Griezmann et Paul Pogba. Donc, on va parler des deux. C'est la jeunesse, c'est la fougue, c'est le nouveau football. Ce sont les nouveaux visages du football européen, voire mondial. Donc, voilà. Quelques joueurs à suivre pendant l'Euro qui se déroulera bien sûr en France.
So Robert Pires had a bit of a dilemma there. He couldn't quite pick between Antoine Griezmann and Paul Pogba, and they are very popular players, as you can see. They are some of the most selected by users on the website as well. Law, you have Pogba in your team. Why have you gone for the Juve midfielder?
Yeah, he can play anywhere along the middle of the midfield. He is, he gives, I think, the defenders an awful lot of confidence, and he's got Pog Boom inscribed into the back of his head in his haircut. So
he's destined to do well then with that kind of thing.
I'm
Chris?
not sure he's going to score many points though. Pogba's key to France, but I would go Griezmann of the 2 because I mean he scores goals for fun for Atletico, apart from the UEFA Champions League final. But I think Griezmann is in form, and I just think I'm slightly surprised half the people have gone for Pogba. I just wonder whether he's a great player, but in fantasy points, will he score, will he assist? I don't know.
Okay, you can see some of the big names in there. Ronaldo, Kane, Ozil, Payet, they're all very expensive. So we're looking for secret weapons next, Law.
secret weapon has to be Stephen Davis, Northern Ireland's captain, Southampton's finest, brilliant midfielder, gives an awful lot of confidence to the team. Is a very quiet leader, leads by example, and has been sterling in the qualifying campaign. Northern Ireland finished top of their group in, scored in the game that they qualified in against Greece. Just a fantastic player.
Chris, what about you?
João Mario for Portugal. He's had a brilliant season with Sporting, broken into that Portugal team. Again, they've got Iceland, Austria and Hungary, on paper at least, I think big favourites. He's energetic and he's got real finishers like Nani and Ronaldo that he can assist, and he's cheap, which It's helpful because I've picked a lot of expensive players, so I had to get someone in like that.
Okay, so those are the must-have players for your team, but let's find out how you actually play the game.
With UEFA Euro 2016 about to kick off, it's time for you to create and manage your own team with Euro 2016 McDonald's Fantasy Football. Pick your 15-man squad, selected from all the players competing in the Euro 2016. Make the most of your €100 million budget. Sign the big-name superstars and choose who you think are the new, emerging talents. Play against the world. Challenge a Euro legend or your friends for a chance to win fantastic prizes, including smartphones, team jerseys, and official match balls used in games, plus more. Go to eurofantasy.uefa.com.
Okay, so that's how you play. It's now time for our panel to show us their teams. Law, you're up first. And let's look at Law Stars. Good pun as well. That's always important in a fantasy team. And you've got Ibrahimovic in there.
Yeah, of course I have, because there's no Pirlo, so there's no party. So I had to have a cult figure up front. Zlatan's in there. Giroud, we've spoken about him. Stephen Davis. Possible red card issue with Pepe and Ramos, as you said. Hart and Lloris, two #1 goalkeepers. France's defence may be a little bit shaky though, so we'll have to see if England look as if they're going to keep more clean sheets. I may substitute them.
Chris, would you be nice? Remember, because yours is next.
Oh yeah, good point. Joe Allen is the only one that stands out. I honestly have to say he would be maybe last on my list of midfielders.
But he's the Welsh Pirlo.
I love Joe Allen, but at fantasy points, no. I mean, if he scores, I'll be very surprised. Let's just say that.
Chris, let's have a look at your team next.
Very clever name, as you can see.
You're very pleased with yourself.
We're in the French capital.
Yeah, not bad.
Do you pronounce the T's at the end?
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. It should really be Perroquet Saint-Germain, but that was too many characters.
Yeah, and then that doesn't sound like that either.
Exactly. That's why
Good team, Chris.
Yeah, 3 fullbacks. Alderweireld's going to play right back for Belgium. Rodriguez takes set pieces, possibly penalties too. Ozil for his assists. Çalhanoğlu, I don't think there's anyone better at set pieces, maybe in world football. And up front, actually interesting because I've got Robert Lewandowski as captain. Couldn't go without him, and they're playing Northern Ireland. So a hat-trick for him, and I'll get a lot of points, and poor old Johnny Evans will be on my list.
Law, what do you make to Chris's team?
I think it's very, very strong. Very, very strong. And I've agreed with him and opposing ends of the team with Lloris and Giroud. I'm quite worried now.
Yeah, you do have Tom Heaton on the bench, Chris.
Yeah, ran out of money.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, at least you're sensible enough to put him on the bench and say Alan in my starting 11.
No, I mean Tom Heaton's England's third choice, but he was the cheapest goalkeeper. And I had a look, 1% of people have picked him, which means it might only be me in the whole game that has Tom Heaton.
It might well be. Okay, now it's my turn. I'm not very optimistic that I'm going to do very well in our fantasy football this year, hence the team name. But I'm really pleased with my front three. In particular, I think Lewandowski's going to have a great tournament, and I think Jamie Vardy's going to score against an ageing Russian backline. Ignore the fact that Tim Close is on my bench at the moment. He was just to fill out my squad. He's not actually even at the tournament. So I need to make a change before match. He's not at the tournament. So I need to make a change.
That's the worst pick
before match day one. That's the worst pick. But Chris, come on, pick a hole in that.
2 Slovakian players. They're not one of the favourites.
No.
I imagine you're one of the few people to have 2 Slovakian players in your starting 11.
Well, Petr Pekarik loves to get forward and whip balls into the middle. He can create goals. And Law, you've seen Marek Hamšík, what he can do in the flesh as well.
Yeah, I have. He played Northern Ireland in a friendly just before the tournament. Very, very strong. Westwood? No.
Yeah, I ran out of money as well.
It's always the goalkeeper that you don't pick.
Exactly. Okay, guys, thank you very much for showing us your teams. If you want to play at home as well, you can go to the website or you can download the official app.